Good evening to everyone. This is Nagarjuna from Sap Hana Academy. Hope all the participants able to hear me clearly. Hope all the participants able to hear me loud and clear. So is it loud and clear? Any disturbance participants face? Everything is loud and clear. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. To give you introduction about myself, I'm Nagarjuna Kamireddy. I've been into SAP for 13 years now. In SAP HANA, I've been for last 5 years. In S4 HANA for last 2 years. So that's a very brief introduction about myself. Coming to today's session, first I would like to give you a very brief introduction to what is SAP HANA and S4 HANA. So total session will be for 90 minutes. For the first 60 minutes, I'll give you introduction to HANA, S4 HANA, and then for another 15 minutes, I'll show you system demonstration. And the last 15 minutes, I'll explain you the course content. So that's the agenda for today. So let us start today's session. So what is SAP HANA and S4 HANA? So when we say SAP HANA, S4 HANA, what does this mean? I'll take a very simple example. Let's take a very simple example. Let me try to explain in very layman terms. Suppose say you have a table. This table consisting of 4 columns. Customer, what product, amount, and quantity. The volume of data that you have in this table is more than 2 trillion records. You have more than 2 trillion records in this table. You're asking a very simple question. Who are my top 5 customers? In order to get answer for who are my top 5 customers, only 5 customers to the top. From a 2 trillion record table, if this table, data, and the question that you're asking is on the MS SQL DB, what is the response time? The response time is more than 6 hours. In SAP HANA, it takes less than 6 seconds. Now, why in MS SQL it takes more than 6 hours? In SAP HANA, it takes less than 6 seconds. What is the reason behind it? Why HANA takes 6 seconds? Fundamentally, there are 3 reasons for it. There are 3 reasons. Reason 1, HANA is an in-memory DB. It's a in-memory DB. The second reason, it's a column-oriented DB. It is a column-oriented DB. Third one, it does massively parallel processing. What is an in-memory DB? What is a DB? A DB is a collection of tables. DB is a collection of tables in memory. Now, if you take a computer, in a computer, there are three main parts. One is CPU, the second one is RAM, and third one is disk. A CPU, RAM, and disk. Most of the softwares store data on disk. Now, why do they store data on disk? Because disk is a cheaper device to store data. It's cheaper to store data. We can also store data on RAM, but RAM is expensive. What SAP has done is they have created a database that is completely running in memory. SAP created SAP Hana. HANA is an application platform that can be completely running in memory. HANA completely operates over here. HANA completely operates primarily on RAM. What is an in-memory database? A database is a collection of tables in memory. So the entire database for HANA is in RAM. Why? Why SAP designed a database that should be completely running on RAM? What is the reason behind it? The reason is RAM is 100,000 times faster in processing data. It's 100,000 times faster in processing data than disk. The second reason, whenever you ask a question, in order to get answer for this question, it goes to the CPU. First, the request is sent to the CPU, and to the RAM, and to the disk. Again, back from disk to memory, from RAM to CPU, and to the front end. Disk is something which is farther to CPU. RAM is close to the CPU. When you keep things close to the CPU, question comes to the CPU, then to RAM, from RAM back to the CPU and to the front end. To keep it very simple, why HANA takes less than 6 seconds for a 2 trillion record is because the first reason, RAM is 100,000 times faster in processing data. And the second reason, please tell me, drinking water from a kitchen is better, or take a flight, go to a different place, drink water and come back? Obviously, drinking water from kitchen is better. In the same way, getting data from RAM is always better, closer than going to disk and getting this data. So why in-memory databases? Because RAM is fast. Second reason, data kept close to CPU. Now coming to the second one. What is a column-oriented DB? What's column-oriented DB? Traditionally, SAP stores data. SAP stores data in a row-oriented fashion. They store data in row. Now, SAP started to store data in columnar fashion. The question is why? Why SAP wanted to shift traditionally to store data on row orientation to column orientation. They want to shift to column-oriented DBs rather than storing in row-oriented DB. What is the reason behind it? The reason is when you store data in row, when you start storing data in a row orientation, the entire data for this table is stored in one single file. The entire data for this table is stored in one single file. So what happens is, suppose say you have 4 columns in this table, you have 4 columns. Now you're asking first column and you're asking data from the last column, first and fourth column. In order to get data from first column and fourth column, what system has to do is, it has to scan the entire table. The major disadvantage of storing data in row-oriented fashion is for any question that you ask, it has to scan the entire table. As you know, if you're from SAP background, in SAP if you see simple tables like customer master table, KNA1, material master, company code, sales organization, distribution channels. Any table that stores master data is more than 100 column table. Even the simplest tables have more than 100 columns. Now, if your table is 100 columns, even a simple table is 100 columns, and you're trying to ask probably what is my customer ID, what is the name of the customer, what is his country, what is his region, what is his phone number, probably how many columns you may ask, probably 5 columns or 10 columns. From a 100 column table, you're requesting data only from 10 columns. But what system is trying to do? It is trying to scan the entire 100 column table to give the answer. So the major disadvantage to store data in row orientation, you ask data from 2-3 columns, it has to scan the entire table. So that's the disadvantage. For any question you ask, it has to scan the entire file. How did SAP overcome this? SAP overcome this by storing data in columnar fashion. How did they overcome? Let's say the same 4 columns, column 1, column 2, column 3, and column 4. Again, the same question. Get data from column 1, get data from column 4. So these columns could be customer. These customers are purchasing what products, what's the amount, and what's the quantity. Now, each column data, it's stored in a separate file. File 1, file 2, file 3, and file 4. So each column's data is stored in a separate file. So what happens now? Now you're asking a question, get me data from customer column and get data from quantity column, for example. In between you have product and amount. So what is your question? Get data from first column and fourth column. So what system does? It goes to the first column. Because you're storing data in separate files, it skips the second file. Because in your question, you're not asking data related to product. So it skips this product, it skips amount, and then it goes to quantity column. So to keep it very simple, in here, you dump data entirely in one file. It has to scan the entire file. In here, each column's data is stored in separate files. You go to a particular file to fetch data, and rest of the files you simply skip. Now the question is, why SAP wanted to store data in columnar fashion? Simple answer. Columnar databases take shortcut to data. They take shortcut. They need not scan the entire table. They only go to those specific columns that are requested by the user. So why in-memory databases are faster? RAM is fast, data kept close to CPU. Why column-oriented DBs are faster? It need not scan the entire table. It only goes to those specific columns that are requested by the user. Now coming to the third one, what is massively parallel processing? I'm trying to give you a very brief introduction to SAP HANA. So once this introduction is complete, then we will explain you what is the role of SAP HANA, S4 HANA consultant on a project. What's the role of HANA S4 HANA consultant on a project? Now let us see what is massively parallel processing and why massive parallel processing is extremely high performance. Now, SAP HANA is based on model to code. Traditional SAP softwares are based on code to model. You write a code, system generates the model. SAP HANA is model to code. We only generate models, system generate code on its own. That's why HANA is called as model to code. Now, SAP HANA generates SQL script. It generates SQL script. SQL script does parallel processing. The programs that are generated by SQL script, now these programs are automatically generated by system. All the programs are automatically generated by system when you generate a model. Now let us take one program. These programs are broken down to smaller subsets, and each subset of a program a program is broken down to small subsets, and each subset of a program is assigned to different cores of a CPU. What is a CPU? CPU is central processing unit. What is a core? A core is a CPU inside a CPU. You have CPUs inside a CPU. So this is also called a CPU. But because it is within the CPU, it is called as core. So if you have 4 cores, it's called as quad-core CPU. Core 1, Core 2, Core 3, and Core 4. Each core inside a CPU, each core can process this program individually. This program is broken down to smaller subsets, and each subset of a program is assigned to different cores. Each core can process 3.2 billion scans per second per core. So the scan speed is 3.2 billion scans. So each core can process individually. So once they process individually, the result is assembled. You can assemble the result and give back to the user. You can give back to the user. So what is massively parallel processing? In massive parallel processing, complex programs are broken down to smaller subsets. Each subset of a program is assigned to different cores of a CPU. Each core can process 3.2 billion scans. Finally, the process, the result is assembled, and it is given back to the user. So traditionally, what happens, how SAP used to process traditionally, one core will process sequentially, one after another. So it will utilize only one core. One core will process the entire program. Instead of one core processing the entire program, what HANA can do? HANA can process, each core can be assigned to one part, process, assemble, and give back to the user. So when we started this session today, I started with why SAP HANA S4 HANA is extremely high performance. Why HANA takes 6 seconds. Then we try to understand HANA is a in-memory DB. In-memory DBs, RAM is fast, data kept close to CPU. Column-oriented DBs takes shortcut to data, need not scan the entire table. In parallel processing, complex programs are broken down. Each part is assigned to different core of a CPU. Each core can process 3.2 billion scans. Finally, assemble the result and give back to the user. Now, this is all fine. This is what HANA can do. Until now, we're trying to see the very basic fundamentals of what is SAP HANA. So if anyone asks, what is SAP HANA? HANA is an in-memory DB. It's a column-oriented DB, and it does massively parallel processing. Now, when we are working on a project, what are our roles and responsibilities? What is the expectation from us? What are our deliverables? What we have to do on a project? So, role is HANA. We are called as HANA S4 HANA consultants. So what is the role of a HANA S4 HANA consultant? What is the role of HANA S4 HANA consultant? The role of SAP HANA S4 HANA consultant. So there are 4 responsibilities. One is data modeling, data provisioning, configuration, and UI integration. Data modeling, data provisioning, config, and UI integration. So these are our roles and responsibilities. As a HANA S4 HANA consultant, we have to work on data modeling, data provisioning, configuration, and UI. When implementing SAP HANA S4 HANA projects, there are 2 kinds of scenarios. One is called as sidecar scenario, sidecar. And the other one is known as main car. What is the difference between sidecar and main car? Sidecar scenarios are for existing customers. Main car scenarios, you can go for existing, also for new customers. In SAP, there are more than 350,000 customers. In these 350,000 customers, more than 40,000 customers implement sidecar scenario, and another 20,000 customers implemented main car scenario. So what is the difference? What is the difference between sidecar and main car? When will customer go to sidecar? When will customer go to main car? Let us try to understand. Now, when we discuss about sidecar, so we're discussing about sidecar. Later, we'll discuss about main car. So, in a sidecar scenario, you have existing SAP, non-SAP. You have existing SAP and non-SAP systems. I would like to implement SAP HANA. I would like to implement SAP HANA. Now, I already have existing SAP, non-SAP. I would like to implement SAP HANA. First, what I need to do? The first thing that we need to do is we need to migrate data. You need to migrate data from SAP, non-SAP to SAP HANA. What is migrate? What is data migration? Data migration is to move. You have to move data from source to target. So how do you move data from source? What is the source over here? SAP, non-SAP. You want to move to SAP HANA. So how do you move? You can move using data provisioning. It's called as data provisioning. What is data provisioning? Nothing but to move data, to provision data. So how do we provision data? In order to provision data, we have different tools. In order to do data provisioning, we have different tools like what is SLT? SLT stands for SAP Landscape Transformation. SAP Landscape Transformation. What is the use of SLT? The use of SLT, it can move data from SLT can move data from SAP, non-SAP. It can move data from SAP systems, non-SAP systems, and to SAP HANA. Now, this can be done in real time. You can do this in real time. What is real time? Real time, so what do we mean by real time? For example, you create an employee, you create a sale order, you create general ledgers, account receivables, account payables, time-related data. Anything that you create over here, either you create in SAP or non-SAP, immediately it is available in SAP HANA. So the use of SLT is to transfer data in real time. So whatever the things that you perform over here in SAP or non-SAP, instantly, within milliseconds, it's available in SAP HANA. So the use of SLT is to transfer data in real time. You can do data transfer in real time. As and when you create, immediately it is available in SAP HANA. The second one is known as data services. What is data services? It is an ETL. What is ETL? E stands for extract, T stands for transform, and L stands for load. Extract, where you want to extract from SAP and non-SAP. You want to transform and finally load to SAP HANA. What is the difference between what SLT system and data services? What's the difference? The difference is SLT is real time, whereas data services is batch. Data services is batch. What is batch? Batch means schedule. Today morning you create it. Today morning we create some sale orders. Immediately it will not available in SAP HANA. You need to schedule a job. You need to give a time. Okay, at 8 p.m. trigger a job and data is transferred from source SAP to SAP HANA. So you can give a time like on 22nd of April at 8 p.m. Means after 15 minutes, you can schedule a job. Now this job will go to SAP systems and non-SAP systems and transfer to SAP HANA. But SLT is something you do here, immediately it is available in SAP HANA. So what business scenarios can go for SLT and which scenarios you can go for data services? Suppose say inventory management. You want to know what is the stock availability on the shop floor. So what is the current stock in my shop floor? Will you go for SLT or data services? You want to know at this point of time, what is happening in my business? Will we go for SLT or data services? Obviously SLT, because SLT is real time. So participants can ask any question. They would like to ask any question. You can type in the chat box. We have something called chat box. In the chat box, participants can type any question. So SLT can transfer data in real time. And data services is an ETL. It is used to extract, transform, and load to SAP HANA. Third one is smart data access. So what is the use of smart data access? So using smart data access, we can connect to non-SAP and transfer to SAP HANA. So what is the use? So smart data access can connect to non-SAP systems. It can connect to non-SAP and it can transfer to SAP HANA. The next one is flat files. So flat files, so the files can be imported directly to SAP HANA. So in order to provision data, in order to do data provisioning, we have SLT to transfer in real time, data services for batch, a smart data access can connect smartly to non-SAP, only to non-SAP, and flat files you can directly import to SAP HANA. So once you import to SAP HANA, So once we data to SAP HANA. So what should we do in SAP HANA? We need to do data modeling. What is data modeling? Data modeling is to define a relationship between tables. We can define a relationship between tables. You can create business scenarios. So once you get data from these different systems to SAP HANA, you can create models, and these data models can be integrated to the front end. You can integrate these data models to the user interface. So in the user interface, what are the different user interfaces you will have in the UI? So in the user interface, you have at the user interface, you can integrate Excel. Excel can be integrated with SAP HANA. Design Studio can be integrated with SAP HANA. What is the use of Design Studio? It is to integrate with mobile apps. Lumira. We have another interface called Lumira. Lumira is for rich in visualization. It's rich in visualization. Explorer. Explorer is similar to Google. Google can do search based on keywords. In the same way, can search based on a keyword. So Explorer based on keywords. Lumira is rich in visualization. It can be running on cloud. Design Studio to integrate with mobile apps, mobile applications, like you can create mobile applications in iPhone. You can create mobile applications in iPad, web applications, and you can also have integration with Excel. You can do analysis on web. It's called as a web analysis. You can do web analysis. You can do transaction processing, like you can create sale orders, create delivery documents, create billing documents. You can do it in Fury. You can use non-SAP systems like Tableau, TIBCO Spotfire. You can use web intelligence. Web intelligence for ad hoc queries. You can create a universe. So these are all front end. All these are different front end apps that users access. So you can integrate Excel to HANA, Design Studio to HANA, Lumira for rich in visualization, Explorer, search based on keyword, web analysis, Fury apps for transaction processing, non-SAP system, Tableau, TIBCO Spotfire. You can do ad hoc query analysis using web intelligence. You can integrate with Universe. Universe is a semantic layer. So all this is a user interface. So what are we doing in Sidecar? In Sidecar, data provisioning using SLT to move data in real time, data services for batch, smart data access to connect to non-SAP, flat files you can import directly to SAP HANA. Then we can create data models, and these data models you can connect to the front end. Now this is on the sidecar. So let me show you first sidecar scenario. How a sidecar scenario works in real world scenarios. So we have exactly the same landscape. So we have the same landscape. Let me show you how to log into the sidecar scenario. So all the participants will get about 6 months of server access. Participants will get 6 months of server access to the sidecar scenario. Let me show you this integration part. So all the systems are well integrated, and you can work on all the sidecar scenarios. Let me quickly show you. So participants to work on these systems, they need to log into remote desktop. It's called as RDP. So these systems are available in cloud. So you can type in RDP, nothing but remote desktop connection. Click on this remote desktop connection. Click on connect. Username is HANA user 1. Let us give the password. Each and every participant will have their own user ID and password. So I'm logging into sidecar scenario. So this is the IP address for sidecar, 122.147.80.3317. So this is the sidecar scenario. So once we log into system, click on start, click all programs, click SAP HANA, and click on HANA Studio. So what is HANA Studio? HANA Studio is the user interface to log into SAP HANA. HANA Studio is the user interface to log into SAP HANA. Let us click. Once you click OK, we're logging into HANA Studio. So once you log into SAP HANA, so here you see system. There is a system which is already added to HANA Studio. So, 1 minute, let me try to explain this. So now we log into HANA Studio. We log into HANA Studio. In the HANA Studio, on the top you have system. Under system you have catalog and content. Under system you have catalog. So what is the catalog and what is content? Now, in order to log into the system, the username is best. So all the participants will share the same user ID and password. So whatever the user ID and password I'm typing here, we all share the same system. We all share same user IDs and passwords once we log into remote desktop. So the user ID is best and the password is W capital welcome123. So this is the user ID and password. to log into SAP HANA system. So how do you log in? Go back to HANA Studio, system, click log off, right click on the system, click log on. It did not prompt to enter the password. Right click on the system, click properties. The username is best and the password is W capital welcome 123. Just we need to store the username and password. So once you store the username and password, we don't have to enter every time. Click apply and click OK. So once you click apply and OK, now we log into SAP HANA system. Once we log into HANA system, you see catalog and content. What is a catalog? A catalog is a collection of schema. A catalog is a collection of schema. What is a schema? A schema is a collection of database objects like tables. A schema is a collection of database objects like tables. Now these tables are column-oriented tables. These tables are column-oriented, and these tables are in-memory tables. So we discussed in the starting of the session, in SAP HANA, tables are column-oriented, tables are in-memory tables. Let us go back to HANA Studio. Let us expand the catalog. Once you expand the catalog, here you can see a schema called best. So this is called a schema. This is known as schema. If you expand the schema, under the schema you find tables folder. This is tables folder. Once we expand this tables folder, so all these are tables. All these are different SAP tables. So let us go to few tables. Let me right click on the table folder, click filter, click on filter, enter a table name KNA1. KNA1 table is a customer master table. It is a customer master table. Click on whole word and click OK. Select the table, right click on the table and click open content or open definition. Open definition, when you click on open definition, now please see, the customer master table has more than, how many columns? It has more than 194 columns. Now this table has more than 194 columns. Now these tables, store tables, these are column store. Click on runtime information. Once you click on runtime information, the number of entries that you have in this table is more than 19,579 entries. So for these many number of entries, the total memory consumption, please see, all these entries store data on RAM. All the 19,000 entries store data on RAM. Now in memory, it consumes about 3.0 of data. So what is the memory consumption? 3.2 MB. To keep it very simple, SAP HANA all the tables that store business-related data, whether it is master data or transaction data, data related to amount, quantity, what is my contribution margin, what is my net sales, gross revenue, sales deductions, ordered quantity, delivered quantity, billed quantity, customer master, company code master, all the data that belongs to business is stored in columnar fashion tables. And columnar fashion tables store data on RAM. In order to see data for this table, right-click on this table and click Open Data Preview. Once we click Open Data Preview, so here you see data related to customers. KUNNR, land one, name one, customer ID, customer country, customer name, customer region. So let us open some of the tables. Right-click on the table, on filter, Mara or BSEG. Click whole word. So this is another standard table. So all the tables in SAP that store business-related data, stored data in columnar fashion, and these tables are in-memory tables. All these tables are in-memory tables. Right-click on this table, open definition, click on runtime information. So table has about 16 lakh records. There are about 16 lakh records. It occupies about 4.2 MB of data. Now this is also a column store. So all the tables in SAP HANA stores data in columnar fashion. They store data in memory. Now what is content? Content is a collection of package. It is a collection of package. What is a package? A package is an object that is used to group together related information. Package is an object that is used to group together related information. For example, you have a package called ECC. We have a package called ECC. Under ECC package, you can have sub-packages like sales and distribution. You can have a sub-package like finance, HR. So what is a package? Package is nothing but they can group together related information. All the orders, delivery, billing, all account receivables, account payables, general ledgers, human capital management, time management, payroll, succession planning, e-recruitment, e-learning. So everything related to the data set, you can group under packages. So to keep it very simple, package is something which is to group together related information. Now let us go back. Let us go back to SAP HANA. Let's go to the top. Close the catalog, open content. Once you open the content, can we see all these are different packages? Let us go to a package called SAP. If you go to a package called SAP, expand the package, expand HPA, expand ECC. If you expand an ECC package, expand. Now these are called as data models. All these are called as data models. Like you have data model for accounting period. So all these are different data models. BOM, bill of materials, BSEC. You have cost center, controlling cost center elements, currency conversions, customer return delivery header, customer header, customer schedule lines, dunning, financial statements, general ledgers, industry specific solutions, inventory management. So all the data models that are related to finance. So let us open one of the data model. So once you open these data models, so this is what we call them as data models. So these are data models. So the data model. So this is a model for customer master. So when you right click on customer master, click data preview. Once you click on data preview, click on raw data. So once you click on raw data, here it shows customer number, customer district, postal code, city, country, and so on. So manufacturing orders, materials. So there are different data models. You have a lot of data models here. Payments, product, retail, sales documents, supplier. So all these are called as data models. So these are all standard data models. These are all data models that are delivered by SAP. You can also create custom data models. For example, you can also create some custom data models. So if you expand, so you can double click on the customized data models. So these are some of the customer defined with regards to controlling profitability analysis. So these are called as attribute views. Attribute views deal with master data. Like you want to see company code master. Right click, open data preview. Click on open data preview, click on raw data. So here you see data related to company codes. Data related to customers. Right click data preview. So all this data related to customers. Data related to materials. So these are data models. So where do you group these data models? These data models are nothing but called as business scenarios. You group these data models under packages. These are called as package. So please see, in the starting of the session, I was talking about these data models. So data models you create in SAP HANA. So under these packages, what do we create? We create data models. Nothing but business scenarios. Now, from where does these data models get data from? From where they get data from? Go back to HANA Studio, click on Window, click on Perspective, click on Reset Perspective, click Yes. Once you click Yes, click Data Provisioning. So here you can see there is something called Data Provisioning. What is Quick View? Quick View has most important options available in SAP HANA. Click on Data Provisioning, select System, Click Finish. Once you click Finish, here you can see SLT, SAP Landscape Transformation. Here you can see data being replicated in real time, currency tables. So all these are called as configurations. All these are nothing but configuration. So SLT is used to replicate data in real time. And here you can see smart. So I'm just trying to show you where you can find these data provisioning methods. Please see how many methods we have. SLT, data services, a smart data access, and flat files. Let us go back and let me show you all of them. Let me try to show you all of them. So if you expand provisioning, under provisioning, you have smart data access. So smart data access, so what is the use of smart data access? So the use of smart data access, what you can do, you can connect to remote systems. You can connect to MS SQL, please see. You can connect to ASC, Teradata, Hadoop. You can connect to Oracle, MS SQL, Netezza, DB2, MaxDB. So all these are different non-SAP systems. Using smart data access, you can connect. And then you also have something called data services. So let me show you how you can import from files. Click File, click Import, click on Import, expand SAP HANA. You have something called data from local file. So you can import from files. From which files? .csv, .xls, .xlsx files to local system. So you can import data to SAP HANA from local systems. Now, so we have seen SDA. So here you find SLT, SAP Landscape Transformation. You can find Smart Data Access, flat files, and then the last one. Click on Start, click All Programs, click on Data Services, click on Data Services Workbench. So what is Workbench? A Data Services Workbench is the user interface to log into data services. So click on Data Services Workbench. Once we click on Data Services Workbench, let me give the username and password. Same username and password. The username is best and the password is wcapitalwelcome123. This time enter the username and password. And here you can see there are different transforms. So these are called transformations like readers, loaders, query transform, case transform, merge, map operation, basic cleanse. So this is inside the data services. So this is called as Data Services Workbench. So Data Services Workbench is an ETL. You can transform data. You can apply all these transformations. And coming to the user interface. So until now, what I'm trying to show you is, I was trying to show you the data provisioning methods. Here you have SAP HANA, where you can create data models. Just now we see some of these data models. And how do you integrate to the front end? Yes. So in the user interface, this is not the pre-recorded session. So this is a live session. So I'm on live here. I'm just trying to explain So this is a live session. I'm conducting the live session. So any questions participants have? Because I was thinking all the participants are listening to the session. So I'll keep continue my session. So should I continue? Should we continue the session? So hope participants find interesting. So hope. Okay. So let's continue. So what I'm trying to show you until now, what I'm trying to show you is where do you find SLT, where do you find data services, smart data access, flat files. Inside the HANA Studio, I was trying to show you some data models. So where do you find data models? So where do you find? Once you go to the content, under content you go to SAP. Now you have customer defined, you have, so you find a lot of data models over here. You have standard SAP data models. So these are some of the data models. So you can expose them to the front end. You can expose them to the Fury apps. So let me show you the front end. Let's click Start, All Programs. Click SAP Business Intelligence. Click on SAP Lumira. Click on SAP Lumira. Once you click on SAP Lumira, now this is the front end where the business can access SAP HANA. So all the systems are very tightly integrated. All the systems are tightly integrated. So click File. So once you click File, you click New. Once you click New, please see Connect to SAP HANA. You can connect the front end to the back end SAP HANA. Now let me show you some of these models. Let me show you some of these data models. So you can integrate, for example, analysis. Now here, I can see data for India. India, the gross margin is 40%. I can drill down. Click drill down. So once I click drill down, I can see for Maharashtra. So if I close this, so I can do geospatial analysis. So here you have Texas. So drill up, drill down. So if you drill up, United States, drill down. So region California is 90%. Texas is 34%. Gross margin, Florida. Then here you can see different. So countries by gross margin. So you can see in pie charts, you can see this. So this is self-service BI. It's called as self-service BI. Sales revenue by gross margin. Sales revenue by gross margin. So this is the front-end app. So these are all the front-end where the users can access. So now coming to the main car scenario. So until now, what I'm trying to show you was sidecar. In a sidecar, you have SAP, non-SAP. You're using different data provisioning methods like SLT, data services, smart data access, flat files. You're getting this data to SAP HANA, creating data models, and finally integrate to the front end. Now coming to the main car scenario. In the main car scenario, in the main car, you can integrate all this data provisioning to the main car. What is in the main car? Main car is mainly based on S4 HANA. What is S4 HANA? S4 stands for simple fourth generation software running on SAP HANA. So the main importance of S4 HANA. So why SAP created a new product called S4 HANA? The reason is they want to be a number one cloud company. S4 HANA is mainly built to be a number one application in cloud. As you know, SAP operated on-premise from last 40 years. They are market leaders in ERP. They are market leaders in ERP. But over the period of time, what happened is traditional software, which is on-premise, got shifted to cloud, like SuccessFactor, Ariba, Salesforce.com. So most of the customers started to prefer in cloud. So SAP wanted to shift their focus to cloud, and they created S4 HANA. S4 HANA is simple to maintain, simple to optimize, simple to configure. Everything is very simple, takes less effort to implement in cloud. What is the difference between? So if you have ECC, which is on-premise, you can migrate from an existing ECC to S4 HANA. So how can you migrate? Using DMO, database migration option. You can use DMO to migrate from traditional ECC systems to S4 HANA. So let me show you S4 HANA. This is main car. So let me log into the main car system. So until now I've shown you the sidecar. Let me show you the main car. To the main car, go to MSTSC. Again, same remote desktop connection. Select the system. Click connect. So once you connect, now I'm logging into the main car. So this is the IP address for main car. 122.175.47.140:99. So now we are in the main car scenario. So in the main car, let us open Fury apps. So in order to open the Fury apps, so let us go to Google and type in URL for Fury app. So we have development and quality system for the S4 HANA. We have both development and quality. So click on advanced, proceed to S4 HANA. So now I'm logging into S4 HANA on-premise. So once you log on, now we'll log into S4 HANA. So here you can find different apps like purchasing document item. So once you click on this, so create item interest calculations. Purchasing document items. master data administration, data specialist, so all these are different apps you find in SAP Fiori. Controlling configuration, controlling master data, cost management, controlling planning, budgeting, employee self-service, query browser, purchase order processing, purchase requisition processing, procurement. So in S4HANA, we see different scenarios that are related to 1610 edition. S4HANA, the latest edition is 1610. In the S4HANA, we'll see different business scenarios that are related to master data concepts like display business partner, display material master, purchase to pay processing, creating a purchase order, creating a goods receipt for the purchase order, perform invoice verification, plan to produce processing like planned independent requirements, material requirement planning, discrete production, order to cash processing, sale order, creating an outbound delivery, billing documents. Now coming to the financial accounting, account receivables, reconciliation accounts, financial statements, account payables. So all these apps are there. Coming to the human capital management, you'll have, you have different apps. Now these different apps are already configured inside the S4HANA system. So what we are going to learn in this course? So let me show you what you're going to learn in this course. In this course, I'll show you the course content. Let me show you the course content. So in this course, first we're going to start with data modeling. In the data modeling, we're going to start with creating of attribute views. Attribute views are used for master data modeling. Analytic views are creating for transaction data, like gross revenue, sales deductions, net revenue. So anything that you want to create for master, like company code master, customer master, sales organizations, all these things you create using attribute views, transaction data, analytic views. Calculation views, you can use both master data as well as transaction data for calculation views. So is my voice breaking? Is my voice okay? All the participants are able to hear me? So all the sessions that I do are completely hands-on. So whatever the sessions I do, all the sessions are completely hands-on. Today is only a demonstration. Today is only a demo session. So tomorrow we'll have our first session. So first session will be tomorrow. Please do attend. It's a very interesting session. So just I'm trying to explain the course content. So one thing I can say, once we complete the course, I'll make sure that every participant cleared the certification and get more than 80%. Not only that, I'll make sure you clear the interview. I've been into HANA, S4 HANA more than 5 years now. HANA 5 and S4 HANA 2 years. I've been working on multiple projects. And especially coming to the training part, I've been into this training for last 4 years. So I really understand the pattern of the exam and how these questions are asked in the interview, and how we need to prepare for each and every step of the course. So course is very detailed. It's a very detailed course, completely hands-on. I'll give my full support to the participants in terms of preparation. So I create a lot of assignments to the participants. I have more than 75 assignments. After each and every session, I distribute these assignments to participants. Participants can practice these assignments. I have a 24/7 technical support. Participants can ask any questions to this technical support. And we give server access for 6 months. The main car and sidecar scenarios, S4 HANA, HANA, BW4 HANA, ABAP HANA. So everything, whatever you want to practice, everything related to HANA. HANA Cloud, Lumira, analysis for Office, all the front-end user interfaces, and all the systems are tightly integrated. So how you have the systems in real-world environment, same way I configured the systems for our use. Also, I've configured in such a way we have a development system and production system. Development and production are tightly integrated. You can practice all the business scenarios. I have all the project documents where the participants can see the project documents and they can work on real hands-on on the systems. Now coming to the course content. So in the course content, first we start with creation of attribute views, analytic views, calculation views. These are data models. Best practices in creating these information models. What are the best practices we need to follow? Performance optimization, currency conversion, converting from one currency to a different currency based on exchange rates. Variables in SAP HANA, metadata export. So you can export from one system to another system. SQL script, CE functions, procedures, hierarchies. So SQL script. In SQL script, we will learn how the SQL script is auto-generated by system. When you want to create custom script, you can create, but it is only 5%. So everything is auto-generated by system. Procedures. Procedures are similar to function modules. CE functions are standard functions available in system. Hierarchies, parent and child relationships, restricted measures, calculated measures, joins in SAP HANA, auto documentation, integration with front end, with Excel, with Universe, Web Intelligence, Design Studio, Lumira. All these are different front end apps. In order to integrate with Excel, in order to integrate with Web, Explorer, Crystal Reports Enterprise, DXC, flat files, BODS, SLT, administration SAP HANA, backup and recovery. How do you execute backup and recovery? Installation of SAP HANA, persistency layer, user management, creating of users, creating roles, how to control what data can be accessed by what user by using analytic privileges, package, system privileges. So I'm going to show 2 end-to-end projects based on logistics and accounting, financial accounting. Finance, so I'll show you end-to-end projects. So BW4 HANA, how BW4 HANA, S4 HANA can be integrated, how both of them can complement each other. ABAP HANA, how you can use ABAP to integrate with SAP HANA. All these are ABAP HANA related topics. S4 HANA architecture, simple finance, posting with SAP Fiori, how to migrate existing ECC system to S4 HANA. Analytical consumption, query browser, smart data access. So all these are different front ends. Best practices, analytics on S4 HANA HANA Live, these are standard models provided by SAP, core data services, virtual data models, how to enhance standard models. So everything related to HANA is for HANA. So all these are different subtopics: basic view, consumption views, private views, query views, logistics process in S4HANA, S4HANA logistics in terms of manufacturing, procurement, sales, migration scenarios, user experience, SAP Activate methodology. So it's a new methodology. So previously we used to have ASAP methodology. Now there's a new methodology called SAP Activate methodology. How to use cloud, how to work on private clouds, hybrid clouds, simple finance on-premise edition. So the entire course is for 75 hours. It'll take about 2.5 months to complete. And my name is Nagarjuna Kamireddy. My name is Nagarjuna Kamireddy, and the institute name is Surya HANA Academy. So this is my phone number. So participants who wish to talk to me can call this number +91 77 999 11129. So this is my phone number, and this is my email ID, nagarjuna.k@gmail.com. Tomorrow also we have the session, continuation of today's session. Tomorrow it is our first session. In the first session, we'll see introduction to HANA Studio. What is a catalog? What is content? How many different types of data models we have? What is an attribute view? How to create a business scenario for master data? So all these topics I'll show you in tomorrow's session. Today was a general introduction session. It was an introduction to HANA S4HANA. Tomorrow we'll directly start with data modeling. So in the data modeling, in the course content, I'll start with creating of attribute views. What is an attribute view? Attribute views are used to join master data tables. Now, what materials do I provide? Let me show you what materials do I provide. All these sessions are recorded sessions. All these sessions are recorded sessions. So basically what I do is once I complete the session, once I take the session, immediately within 15 minutes, this live session will be available in the Dropbox. So we don't provide any previous recorded sessions. We don't provide any previous recorded sessions. The reason is, so all the previous recorded sessions are old versions. So this is the first time I'm conducting session on HANA 2.0 and S4HANA 1610 edition. So these are the latest versions, and we'll focus on the latest certification. So there are latest certification for 1610 edition and HANA SPS 12. So I'm focusing on the latest ones. So first time I'm conducting based on the latest, because we installed the software the last month, and after the last month installation, this is the first batch I'm conducting. So all these are live sessions on daily basis. So every day. So there are daily sessions, there are weekend sessions. So for getting the session details, you can contact my email ID. So you want to know the schedule, please contact nagarjuna.k@gmail.com 77 999 11129. So this is it. Actually, we conduct demo sessions during the weekend. If you want, you can join on daily session. So daily sessions are available on Monday. So on the coming Monday, day after tomorrow, you have a morning session. Participants who would like to come to the morning session, they can come to the morning session. Participants who would like to come to the weekend morning can also come to the weekend morning. So regarding the schedule, you can contact my email ID and this is my phone number. You can contact after this session. Please contact after this session. And coming to the materials, we provide all the materials with regards to HANA, S4 HANA. So here you find common materials. In the common materials, you find assignments, demo projects. So whatever I do, whatever I explain to the participants, the same video, whatever I'm trying to explain now, the session is being recorded. So I will provide the same session to the participants. Also, every session, I created a hands-on. For every session. So tomorrow's session, so this is the hands-on in tomorrow. So this is how to create an attribute view. How you can create an attribute view. Creating an analytic view with company code master. So creating an attribute with company code master. So all the hands-on exercises are there for participants. And after you complete, you have a demo project. You can work on these demo projects. So HANA materials, all these are standard SAP materials. HA 100, 300, 900, 350, 150, 200, 240, 250. All these are SAP standard materials for certification. So all these are certification related materials. So coming to the certification, I will take care. That's my responsibility to make participants clear more than 80%. I will take responsibility. So here you have sample resumes, HANA SPS 10 materials, HANA quiz, interview questions, SPS 12 materials, S4 HANA latest materials. So previously you have 1511, 1602. Now the latest in S4 HANA is 1610. Double click on 1610, S4H00, S4H01, S4H400, 410. All these are latest 1610 edition materials. Now, I collected the other materials over the period of time, like ABAP HANA, HANA projects. So you have all the project documents. So these all these projects are done hands-on by me. So I kept all those documents that are done hands-on by me. So you have all the templates. So you find all the templates, like technical content mapping document and technical content mapping document. You find simple finance, SAP ERP, GTS, GRC, governance risk complaint, CRM, customer relationship management, insurance, utilities. And then you have, so all these are different templates, requirements, project schedule documents. So all the templates are available for participants to refer for their project purpose. S4 HANA Finance, installation of SAP HANA, SAP Press books. So SAP Press books are some of the interesting books. SAP HANA Introduction, implementing SAP HANA, HANA Advanced Data Modeling, making a use case with SAP HANA, HANA Administration, implementing Business Suite on HANA, Cloud Integration, ABAP Development. So all these are different SAP Press books. All these books are from SAP Press. So these are very interesting books. You want to go through in detail. You can also go through this. So all these materials are there. Ticket sessions are there. So I attended ticket. So these technical education sessions, RDS, data model, SAP Activate, hands-on exercises. So a lot of materials I try to group in a very neat manner, and how to log into our systems, certification questions, certification dumps. So you have certification dumps over here. So all these materials and recordings. So whatever the live sessions are there, we distribute the recordings to participants. Question and answers. So whatever the questions that are asked by the participants, all these questions are documented. So for every batch, what we do is we document these questions. We document these questions, whatever the questions that are asked by the participants or during the session. And for each question, I write a detailed answer, and I maintain a document for the participants to refer in future. So every session, whatever the questions that participant ask, I take those questions, answer them, and make a document. Not only this, every question of the participants, I give a individual email to participants in a very detailed fashion with screenshots. So whenever the participants work, if they're stuck somewhere, I'll send a detailed explanation for every question of yours. So these are the materials I have that I'll distribute to the participants. So server access will be given for 6 months. And if you want to download the course content, participants want to download the course content, you please see on your right-hand side, you have handout section. Please see you have something called handout section. In the handout section, you can see the course content. You can download the course content from there. So please see on your right-hand side, you see there is something called handouts. Handouts on your right-hand side. Can you see handouts on your right-hand side? And the handouts, once you expand, you just need to click to expand. Once you click to expand, you can see in the PDF file called course_content. So that's the course content. So participants can download. And I have more than one, I have about 107 questions that are asked by the participants from today's session. So I'll answer each of your question in detail in email. So every question of yours, I'll answer in detail in email. So tomorrow I'll start the first session. In the first session, we'll see Introduction to HANA Studio. So after the session is complete, you'll find a survey. Just please take 1 or 2 minutes and please give feedback about the session. Please give me feedback about the session once the session is complete. Thank you very much to take time to attend today's session. I'll see you tomorrow same time. Tomorrow the session is at same time, 7 p.m. IST. Please do attend tomorrow's session. We'll see Introduction to HANA Studio Data Modeling. Thank you very much. Participants who wish to talk to the backend team, so this is the email ID and this is my phone number. Please do write email, or you can also contact this number after the session is complete. Thank you very much. I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for joining, and have a nice weekend. Good morning and a very good night to everyone. Thank you.